Hello, so welcome to the tutorial on simultaneous linear equations. So with question 1 and 2, I think we can go about with what we call the elimination method, or you can use the substitution method. It doesn't matter which one. What I'm going to do then, maybe perhaps I can do one of the questions using a substitution method. So let's start with the elimination method first. So question 1, first I'm going to label first top equation 1, second equation number 2. Okay, so you can see it's best if I write this out again. Okay, so the first step is to pick a coefficient of a letter. So therefore, if you pick x, then you choose those coefficient. If you pick y, you choose those coefficients. So if I'm going to use elimination method, so if I write this down, so elimination method, then I will have to make the coefficient the same of one of those letters, not both. Okay, so therefore, if I pick x being my target, so I'm going to make that both to become a 6. Doesn't matter if this is a positive 6, this will be a negative 6. As long as the number is the same, it'll be fine. So if I times the whole equation by 3 times all these equations by 2, then I would have a new equation 1 and 2 like this. So my equation 1 becomes 6x plus 39 equal to minus 10.5y. The bottom one will be minus 6x equal to minus negative. I should always use negative, not minus. Negative 18y. So that's my new equation 1 and 2. Now what we've done here, many people think that by doing so you change the equations and you change your answers. You won't. You just if I use this example, a half is the same as 10 over 20. Yeah, they're both 0.5. That's what you're doing. You are just multiplying the factors, okay, or the coefficients so it's still equivalent. Okay, right. So elimination refer to, because I've picked this, now I need to either choose to add the equations or minus the equations depending if it get eliminated. Okay, so when you have a positive 6, what do you do to minus 6? Do you add them or minus it to get 0? So if I try here, if I do 6 add a negative 6, well, plus and minus makes a minus, so 6 minus 6 is 0. Okay, so that works. So the traditional way, well, not traditional, the sort kind of the shortcut is to remember that if the coefficients are positive and minus, then you add. If the coefficients have the same signs, then you subtract. Okay, so if they are both minus and minus, so if I just show you here, if this is minus 6 and the other one is minus 6, so if they are the same sign, then you subtract. Okay, so what happens is minus minus makes a plus, so minus 6 plus 6 is 0. See? Okay, so but don't worry about that one yet. Okay, but just in case in the exam this comes up. Okay, so signs are different, so you subtract. You add. So I'm gonna write that to show the examiner that I'm adding equation 1 and 2 together. So then 39 plus nothing is 39. So remember, the x is eliminated now. And then you need to add this together. So minus 10.5, add minus 18. So plus and minus makes a minus. So therefore, it's simply minus 28.5 y. Okay, so then you go ahead and divide both sides by minus 28.5. And so that get rid of. So that leaves you with just the y variable. And then you can use your calculator to do 39 divided by minus 28.5 equal. And let's do that. Well, I'm getting minus 1.3, 2 decimal place, 37. Okay. Now that looks a bit strange. The numbers. Maybe I have done some miscalculation, or the question is with a decimal number. Let me just quickly check the answers at the back of the revision guide. Oh yes, it is minus 1.37. Okay. So the next thing then we're going to do is that we now know y is minus 9, is that. So we can pick an equation number 2, and then we can say, so let's use a different color pen. So because minus 3x equal to minus 9y, now we know what y is, we can find x. So minus 3x is equal to minus 9 times minus 1.37. Okay, so and then let's put that in the calculator. Because minus times minus makes a plus, I'm not going to put the minus signs in there. There we are. We have 12.83. 12.33. Then divide both sides by minus 3, because minus 3 times x, so you have to divide. So that gives you x equal to a negative 4.11. Okay, you can see there, nicely divide. Okay, so that's the answer for x and y. So just to circle around my answers using the elimination method. There we are. Okay, so next one, question 2. We are given 2 equations again. So this time, I'm just for the sake of demonstrating, I'm going to use the substitution method. Okay, so okay, once again, I label this question equation 1, equation 2. So let's write this out again, or let's okay. Maybe the best way is I write out equation. So what I usually do, it's no particular reason, but I am going to be honest, I think this one is better for elimination method, but never mind. We will go with that using substitution method. So I usually pick these equations, second equations, and then I rearrange it to make either x on its own, the subject, or y, the subject. So looking at this, I think it's easier if I just put the 10 over the other side to make x the subject then. Okay, so let's rearrange. So let's rearrange equation 2 to make x the subject. X the subject. So so therefore, if you got 10 times x, so you divide both sides by 10, so x will become 4y over that divided by 10. Yeah, so you just put 10 over the other side really here. Okay, so now we know x is that. We can put all of this into equation 1, so that now your whole equation will just have the y variable, wouldn't it? So so now we can substitute into, so hence hence y is called substitution method. Substitute 1 into, or we can label this 3 actually, so we can rearrange and substitute 3 into equation 1 for x. So 14 is equal to 3y add 5 times 4y plus 7 over 10. Okay, so let's multiply this into the well, let's I suppose we can multiply that into the bracket first. So 5 times the top, 5 4 is 20. 5 7 35 over 10. Okay. The next thing I want to do is that I don't want to get rid of the denominator, so I'm going to times everything by 10. That would get rid of that. So in other words, that's going to be, so let's do that like that. 10 lots of, so times that by 10, times that by 10, and times that by 10, and that would get rid of that. So that will be 140 equal to 30y plus 20y plus 35. Okay, so let me just take this answer. Oh, actually we can do it this way. So if you notice, they are both y, so therefore it's just 50y plus 35. So let's do that on the next page here. So 140, 50, 35. Okay, so now it's just one variable in a simple equation, so take away 35 on both sides, and that gives you 105 on here and 50y, and then divide both sides by 50, and so that cancel out, so y is equal to 5 go into, so I can divide top and bottom by 5 then. So I don't know why I write it like that. Is that okay? Whew, that was tough. So y equal to 2.1. Done. Okay. Well, not quite, because often people think they've done a lot of work, they finish. Well, one thing we haven't found is x. So we need to put this number for y into x, into the one of the equations. So let's go back and pick an equation. Okay, so yeah, let's pick equation 2 again. So because y is 2.1, we can put 2.1 in here. So we can do it this way. So 10x is equal to 4 lots of 2.1 plus 7, and so therefore 10x is equal to 8.4 plus 7. So minus 7 on both sides. Oh, sorry, I don't need to do that, do I? Because now 8 plus 7 is 15. And now divide both sides by 10. So x is equal to 1.54. Finish. Okay, so there we are.